Hello and welcome my fab fans to Gwen's new video. I shall be crocheting blankets out of the rest of this yarn to hopefully get rid of it so that it's not taking so much space up in my room. This blanket will be given to one of my coworkers as a way of also getting rid of extra yarn, honestly. Maybe she'll use it as like a throw pillow. I don't know. I just would rather not have extra yarn laying around my room. Especially if I'm never gonna use it, because what's the point of buying yarn if you're not gonna use it? And I don't need any more plushies, so I'm probably gonna get rid of all of those slowly too. I mean, I got rid of most of mine just by giving them away to some of my friends. I will say though, I think I am getting better at crochet. I am definitely not a professional, not even close. I'm not good. I'm barely capable of doing 2 stitches, and honestly, you only really need to know like 2 to 3 stitches in order to make a full masterpiece, you know? Sure, there are some more interesting stitches that are really fun to learn, but it's always worth it to try something new, because you can always get better and better and better. The reason I chose this yarn out of all of the ones in this type of collection was because I liked how colorful it is and how the colors go together. One of my favorite colors, though, is green, which is actually why I chose the color for the mat for my desk. It is green and yellow paper. I chose the brighter color because it looked more plain. And I felt like I would have nothing that I buy ever match the color of my desk, so it works out. And if anything, I have other paper I can cover it with in case something does not match or something blends in too much with the green. So it works out perfectly fine. And two, one, two, one, one, two. I will say I'm getting quite fast at crochet. I am definitely not a professional. I do have a crochet ring that I do like to wear. It is a cat, but most of the time I just kind of hook my finger around it. Oh, what? How did I do this? I only put one stitch in one of the sections, and I was like wondering why it was a little short. I missed a stitch, that's why. You probably noticed that before I did. If you didn't notice it until I did, then congratulations, you're as unevolved as I am when it comes to crochet projects. You're just as uninvolved. There we go. Said it right. I mainly decided to put this as an option because I wanted a reason to use my yarn. I also need to finish my Bakugo gauntlets. I got so far. I finished one of them mostly. I still have to add like an inner layer so that it's not raw cardboard against my arms. And then I have to do the other one. I'm just not looking forward to painting them, I'm not gonna lie. Because as much as I can spray paint both of them fully green, I still have to paint on mini details on each of them. And I'd rather just not do them on camera. That's the only reason that I really don't want to do it, is because I know if I film them, it's gonna just take me out of the project and make it so much more boring for me. And well, that's just a personal issue I have to get over. Because I know how much you guys want to see me finish the Bakugo gauntlets. I mean, especially if you want me to cosplay him again. Because every time I add a new prop to my roster, I tend to cosplay that character relatively soon after. And a lot of people love my Bakugo, so I will say I also think I am very conventionally attractive whenever I dress up as Bakugo. And out of all of the costumes that I'm going to ever make in my life, this will be the only one that I'm actually genuinely making so much for. The main reason I decided to make Bakugo's gauntlets was because I could never find a way to buy them online until recently. And I was just like, you know what? I'm already too far involved in making them to ever need to buy them. So at this point, I just feel like it's a waste of money. I spent long enough. I spent long enough already. I'd feel so upset and disappointed with myself if I gave up already, just because there's an option to buy them online. I will say I prefer buying costumes over making them. That's my form of cosplay that I prefer. And it's because craftsmanship, when it comes to clothing and props, is not as fun to me as just basic crafts. I do not like sewing, and I hate every moment of it, but I love to dress up as characters. Basically, when I cosplay, my favorite part about it is dress up. I like to dress up, you know? It's just really fun for me. I will say as much as I do tan and not burn, which I'm actually kind of glad that I tan and don't burn. I don't think I've ever had bad tan lines. I'm not gonna lie. Because I don't tan very easily or quickly at all. When I do tan, it is a very gentle tan. It is hardly noticeable. And the only reason I can say that is because last time I went to the beach, I did not burn. I only applied sunscreen once. You're supposed to, and we were there for a few hours. You're supposed to reapply every so often. We were there long enough to need to reapply sunscreen multiple times. But we also leave quite early whenever we go to the beach because The only times we can ever go to the beach is on days that are weekends, and I don't ever really have a weekend off. I did manage to get accepted to take a weekend off, but I also kind of want to permanently have a weekend off. If I had 2 days a week off every single week, I'd be in so much of a better mood than I normally am. I wouldn't be so stressed. I wouldn't be awake as long. I'd be able to take my midday nap. I know, weird to say that I take a midday nap. It is really nice to take a nap midday. You might never understand the concept, and I don't need you to. I understand the concept. If you sleep for 2 hours just in the middle of the day, you will feel so much more rejuvenated and happier, and then you can go to bed again later that day and just be so camera cut out. It always seems to do this after 12 o'clock. So that's a thing. One, two, three. One, two, one, two, two, three, four, then rock your doom. 5, 6, 7, 10, again. I don't know why it's had any form of shoes or why it would. What you do, now sleep again. In the game, I don't know if it's possible to save the character. Imagine being condemned to death by a little child. So I think I found out what the issue is. I think my computer has been overheating, and so it glitches out and cuts off my ability to record. Which is okay. I guess that just means I'll stand my computer up in a different way where it has more ventilation. Or maybe I should just have, like, a thing that I can place it on that's a cooling thing. I will say, though, I am trying my best to complete this project as much and as quickly as possible. Because I know you don't want to suffer through this that long. I mean, every time I have very long projects, y'all tend to not watch all the videos or only watch the ending, which is okay, but also, like, can you watch all parts? Support your creators. Show that you appreciate their hard work. You don't even have to physically be there to watch it. Just play it in the background and then comment something stupid. The comments boost my videos, but I barely get any comments at all. Which means those who watch it, thank you for your view, but also, like, I want to know your feedback. I want you to have conversations and feel comfortable to comment. Because trust me, I will read it. I usually read my comments, and I do appreciate the comments. And the main thing that kept me going when I first started was the comments making my life enjoyable. It gave me something to talk about. It was very entertaining for me. Even if half the maybe I should just say something extremely controversial that I don't believe in hopes people will try to fight me in the comments on a topic or try to convince me of something that I already believe in. Wow, the people are getting hunted. Oh, oh dear. So I'm watching a video game playthrough, and they're holding a character hostage. They can't escape. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are people not physically capable of escaping? As slow as the monsters seem, why are they, like, at the same time just teleporting all around? Oh my god. So it's just making her choose a path? So she just had to choose and hope she finds him? Something so simple between left and right being the choice between death or surviving. That's horrifying. Um, they're stuck in a town. I feel like my computer's gonna overheat again. I can't film that many videos in a row. I'm gonna hope to get another 15 minutes of footage. I'm gonna just stop recording for a good 30 minutes and write some school notes, see if I can get my computer to cool down a bit, and then try recording another 15 and see if that will reduce the high load on my computer, potentially making it less hot. Also turn the AC on a little bit higher. It's very important to maintain the dignity of your computer and or other technological devices. It's also very important that you comment on people's videos to show support. It helps boost their content and let YouTube know that you are actually entertained and invested in watching me as a creator. You could even comment down a different type of stitch you want me to learn. Or see if I should do a different pattern, maybe like the star pattern with crocheting. Because I know there's this one pattern in crochet where you make a full star. Wow. Oh no. The game forced him to pull the trigger? Wait, didn't he say Angela was dead? Why did they assume she was dead if they never saw her die? Thing is, I also wonder why they didn't wait. Huh. The thing is, I don't understand why all of them are running away from the doubles, because you only have to run away from your double, you don't have to run away from everyone else's double. This kind of reminds me of like all the doppelganger games that they have. Well, movies. They're movies, not games. Where the only person you have to really be scared of is your doppelganger. Mm. Mm. I like the fog in the games, like Silent Hill and um, well, just any. Oh shit! Damn. You had to choose who to rescue. Do you have to choose who you can rescue as little fucked? Um, oh shit! Oh, he is fine though. He still managed to survive. What is your greatest fear? I have a lot of different fears, but they're not that they're not that bad. They're usually rational. The weirdest fear that I have, which is not my greatest fear, it just is a unconscious, irrational discomfort that I should not have, and it is of buttons. And then I have a fear of heights, which is pretty normal. Heights is a pretty common fear. Whenever I have to go over bridges, it makes me kind of anxious. It's not the falling that scares me, it's the landing and what I might land on. Okay. I'm gonna pause and come back. A bit of a break from recording. And while that, I was writing notes. I did like a few pages of notes for my class. I'm on chapter 3. It's a day or so of the class starting. I did my first assignment and all that. So I'm slowly but surely working my way through just existing and having classes again. Oops. So I finished a bunch of notes for class. My computer should have been pulled down. Let's see how I can get. I honestly want to finish this quickly so that I don't have to record too many videos of me crocheting. Or at least not the same vein. Though I do feel bad because I did most of the plushie crochet by myself, just in my free time. I will also state that I never follow patterns. Ever. Don't know how to read them, don't understand them, and I constantly get called a fake crocheter because I don't know how to follow patterns. I just call myself a beginner. You don't need to know how to use patterns if you're a beginner. You just need to know the basic stitches. My camera cut out about 3 times already so far. I've been having some really cool conversations too. Which is unfortunate that they're getting lost. Because I really like them not to be. Guess that just means I have to keep a closer eye on my computer and make sure it doesn't cut out. Moving my phone. It's me to go to an Ivy League college. Listening places like Yale and shit. I don't think I could make it into those schools. I'm smart, yes. Don't get me wrong. I am very intelligent. But I'm also slower mentally because of my mental illness. Don't get me wrong. It's okay to be a mentally ill person. and still have aspirations to go to schools that are like Ivy Leagues and stuff. It's possible. But I also know that mentally my setbacks are emotionally involved. My mom also doesn't really want me working as much as I have been, because I work almost every single day, without a break. And my mom wants me to stay in like a dorm for school and stuff. Have my own space, basically. But I like working from home when it comes to schoolwork and stuff. I do not like in-person classes. They make me very exhausted. Yes, they are useful, and they would be very convenient, but it also means I'm far away from people I know. It means I'm gonna be basically alone, and those are reasons I would never want to stay in a dorm. I do complain constantly about not having enough room to be me. But in a dorm, it is so small. Dorm rooms are tiny. I'd not ever have enough room. My bedroom right now is bigger than a dorm room. It feels so claustrophobic. I record videos and stuff. I have 2 desks. And I have 3 shelves and a dresser. And a closet. And that can barely contain all my shit. I film YouTube videos. I need an office, a studio. But I don't have the room. I'm a very slow thinker, and I do genuinely have to take my time to think about things before I say them. Because I know that my initial way of saying things is not always exactly what other people think I mean. Which is why I always feel the need to over-explain myself. Because the amount of people that have misconstrued my words for something else. Which is very annoying. I would like to finish this. I hope it's out of my way and not on the floor, but I also know that if I put it in a certain area, it might knock shit off of my desks. Will say I'm kind of glad this is really soft. Mm. 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 Sometimes when I'm crocheting, I just want to do this before I sleep. It's the same reason I make origami. I do it as a way to relax before bed. Sometimes I just make paper stars, and sometimes I make birds. It's a way to put my mind at ease. Certainly, I'm decent at writing songs, but I think most storytelling and songs and writing has to do with emotions and being able to put that into poetic words. I personally I'm gonna end the video soon. Mm-hmm. Two, two. Sometimes I watch really fucked up horror movies before bed. It's never a good idea because I end up having really insane, like, night terrors. Like, I wake up from it, or when I'm in the dream, I'm just like, well, I know this isn't real, but I'm curious what my brain will think will happen. And then my brain doesn't think fucked up, like a jump scare, and then I'm just like, what the fuck? No, it's not real. Damn. So I remember watching this one zombie movie where all of the zombies were infected with a virus that made them want fucked up sexual pleasures. Like, one person kept wanting their balls smashed. One person wanted to see his girlfriend decapitated. It was some weird shit. Anyway, I will say peace, love, have a good day, my fab fam, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.